When you bring plants onto location, you might inadvertently be contributing to the loss of biodiversity. Non-native, invasive and diseased plants can have effects on local species, the habitats in which they grow and the wider environment. Here are some of the ways Albert recommend reducing the impact of greens on biodiversity. Avoid introducing non-native or invasive seeds or plant species to a site where there is a risk of contamination. These invasive species can kill off the existing plants, and as a result you can lose homes for beetles, insects, and that's the beginning of the food chain. So it's absolutely imperative that we protect the biodiversity as it stands. By introducing an invasive species, you're not only affecting the immediate habitat. Plants reproduce and spores can get caught on animals' fur, in birds' nests. They can be taken far and wide. So what might start off as a contained issue can soon spread. Waterways are another prime example of how things travel very quickly. Rent rather than purchase greens, reducing waste and resources. Renting plants from a UK-based site is certainly the way to go because it reduces the amount of carbon footprint required to force grow and bring things over from the continents. It also means that those plants come back to a nursery. We reduce the risk of transferring pests across the continents and they can be reused again. The plants really are the stars, having multiple roles. Ensure all greens brought to locations are traceable, disease-free and ideally locally grown. If they do need to be imported, make sure they are quarantined for an appropriate amount of time to prevent the travel of further pests. To prevent pests, we routinely check our plants visually to ensure that we are proactive and not reactive. One thing that's really worth considering is that plants, our clean plants, can pick up pests on a location. So we check things before they come back to our clean nursery as well as before they go out. Use alternative, more sustainable varieties instead of disease-prone examples such as box hedge. In the creative industry, there are times when plants must be specific. They can be scripted or it can be down to a particular location in the world you're trying to replicate. But a big part of the movie industry is about cheating reality. And I think it's important that we still employ that. You don't always need to have the exact plant. You need to have something that perhaps looks right and in the same breath gives you a safe option and a sustainable option. Protecting our peatlands is imperative to reducing the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. Peatlands are a huge store for carbon, and obviously the more carbon in the atmosphere, the faster we increase global warming. Invasive and non-native species have been known as a major and direct cause of biodiversity loss. At the same time, they're a major cost factor in protecting agriculture, forestry and fisheries. Just to put that into perspective, invasive and non-native species contribute to $423 billion of cost globally annually. By implementing simple steps, we can stop damage to biodiversity on locations and beyond. Find more information on wearealbert.org. Thank you very much.